As China struggles to deal with a crushing wave of COVID-19 infections, the CDC is announcing new restrictions on all travelers from China heading to the U.S. Starting January 5th, anyone traveling from China will be required to show proof of a negative PCR or antigen test taken within 2 days of departure.
This is an unfortunate but necessary step, given the fact that we don't really know how much COVID there is in China, and we don't know the full spectrum of what variants there are.
The tighter measures introduced because the U.S. is concerned about China's soaring number of cases and a lack of transparency from the Chinese government. New images out of China showing overcrowded hospitals and patients waiting in the hallway, some unable to be seen. The surge follows the Chinese government's decision to ease its so-called zero COVID policies a few weeks ago after rare protests sparked across the country. Mass testing and citywide lockdowns were suddenly abandoned. The rapid reopening resulted in what is likely millions of new cases. But China's government has only reported a handful of COVID deaths. Health officials say the rapid rise in cases could increase the possibility for new variants.
Given the fact that we don't have clear data about how much COVID is circulating in China and what variants are circulating, I'm not surprised that the CDC has taken these additional steps to keep the United States protected.
And the fear is COVID-19 will keep spreading in China during a very busy holiday period, including Chinese New Year next month.
Hi, everyone.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. As you can see from the clip I just played, restrictions starting January the 5th will be placed on people traveling from China to the United States. They must show a positive PCR test. And you know, this is good news for us, man, because this is how we want to start off the year. We want to continuously to have these prophecies to keep rolling out, man. So this is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 17. It says, a man should desire to go into a city. It should not be able. Right. Because unless you have that, in this case, positive results showing that you don't have any antigens or any type of, the C19, you can't come into United States, which could be looked as a city, because there are citizens that reside here in the country. So this is going to be easily translated once they implement the mark into you must show, proof before you can enter into a city that you have to have, proper credentials. That being either the mark in your right hand or in your forehead, having on that you clear for access, you don't have any elements, any type of sickness or whatever, they could put whatever they want on that. So before you come in to the city to do business, to commerce, you must have proof to show that you've been cleared. So what we seeing right now, we just seeing the prelude to the mark to come, man. So we just keeping in the spirit, man, and we keeping these prayers going up. We're not giving him rest pursuant to Isaiah 62. Give him no rest until he establishes Jerusalem, which is the people, man. So we're going to continue to pray that he let these prophecies be fulfilled, man, and that 2023 is that year that these things come to fruition, man, so we can get up out of here, man. So we need this thing to continue to roll. You got certain cities that they going to commence the purge where they not going to really enforce certain laws. They just gonna let it, pretty much run rampant, man. So, 2023 is getting off to a great start, man, for these prophecies to be fulfilled, and we gonna pray and continue to prophesied that, you know, this place come down, man. Because this place coming down is our coming up. Simply as that, man. So, you know, with these restrictions and this restriction being implemented January 5th, that's coming up real soon, that anybody traveling from China got to have proof that they don't have, you know, the C19. So we pretty much praying that this thing be implemented worldwide once again, man, and we go back into lockdown if that's what it takes, you know, for them to roll this thing out. And we know that's how it started out last time. You know, they said it was starting over there, and it slowly but surely made its way over here within a couple of months. So we praying the same thing, you know. You know, it's gonna be a, you know, a trial time, but man, if you keep it in this faith, you know, and you keeping the hedge, keeping the Most High through His only begotten Son Yahushua as a hedge, you're gonna make it through it. So, you know, there's a lot of things to come, man, and there's a lot of things that's coming. So this being one, you know, for the new year, the so-called new year to jump off January 5th with this restriction. And then later on that month, you got certain cities that's going to be under the so-called purge, where certain crimes are going to be, you know, not looked on. So that's a great way to get off to a start, man. These prophecies coming out to fulfillment, you know, and we're going to continue. And then later on during the year, sometime during the summertime, or right around the summertime, you're supposed to have that central CBDC coming out. So, I mean, it's already getting off to a great start, but we're just going to keep praying, and we're not going to give him rest, man. The Most High, we're going to keep praying to him, yo, keeping these prophecies fulfilled, man, to that ultimate prophecy of that mark comes to fruition, man, which is ultimately going to set off everything, the hour of temptation, man. So we need to keep in this faith, man, and we need to be prepared for when that day happen, man. You know? And we praying that it's sooner than later. You know, we praying 2023 be that year that, you know, this place is crumbling, man. That is gonna crumble. You know, everything is already into effect. You know, so, you know, we're gonna pray that this is the domino that started off right here, man. You know, because they got to come out with it. They got to come out and do what they got to do, and the Most High and His Son gonna do what He got to do, man. So we praying that this is that dominoes effect that get things kicking off and getting things started off right for the beginning of the next year, January 5th. You know, while people out there partying and having a good time, they not worrying about their safety. They just thinking that things are going to continue to go on, and all of a sudden they're going to be hit with these restrictions, man. Okay, you know how it was the last time when it started over there, the cruise ships. Then it started coming into the businesses. Then everything got locked down. But this time when things get locked down, they ain't coming back up the same. They're going to come back up, but it's going to be with a stipulation. And everything is going to be already set into place, man, with this new digital currency. With, you know, you've already had the juice. So everything going to be working in tandem, man. And they just going to roll it out. Take it or don't take it. You ain't going to be able to, do business, buy or sell, to commerce. And another thing that just came to mind, speaking of mind, Neuralink's supposed to be beginning human trials with the brain chip, man. The brain, you know, interface thing. That's supposed to be happening next year, man. So that ain't even, man, a lot of things going on in the beginning of next year, all the way up until, you know, the middle of May, June. So we just gonna keep praying and sending up these prayers, man, and we ain't gonna give him no rest, man, till he established Jerusalem, man, till we get up out of this thing, man. You know, like I said, that's in the book of Isaiah, the 62nd chapter. Because we know eventually the famine of the word gonna come, and he gonna withdraw that, and you ain't gonna be able to get this information pursuant to Amos the 8th chapter. So this is the time right now to get it while you can, to understand what's going on, so that you can be better prepared for when things start to kick off. You'll know, okay, this is what's happening. Because it's gonna be a time, like I said, where he withdraws the word, and you ain't gonna be able to find it out there. It's not gonna be readily available like it is right now on the internet. And you can see, man, you can't go without going on any social site and seeing the truth being pushed, man. Either you ignoring it, or you don't care, or you don't believe. But I ain't gonna save you because you're gonna say, I didn't know. No, you knew, you just didn't take the time to do your due diligence. So you seeing the signs, man. And if you don't see them, you cannot say you're not seeing them. These phenomena, these weather phenomena that we seeing, we just had the coldest so-called Christmas in 40 years. You got hurricanes, you got tornadoes, you got wildfires. This ain't happening just by sheer coincidence, man. This is the signs that the Most High getting ready to visit this earth, man. Particular Babylon, America, getting ready to bring judgment down to this place, man. And meanwhile, y'all still out there worrying about a New Year's Eve party and blase, man. You being swallowed up by these holidays. They keeping you distracted from the truth. That's why there's just about one holiday for each month all year round. They keep you dumbed down so you don't know what's going on. Keep you spending your money, keep having you putting your energy back into this beast system. But this thing about to be shut down, man. And like I said, this is one of the restrictions that's getting ready to pop off January 5th. That people traveling from China back coming into America, they got to have proof of what? That you don't have the C-19, man. So this is it, man. This is out with the old, in with the new, man. We coming out of the 2022, getting ready to come into 2023, coming in strong. With this prophecy right here, we already jumping off to it, man. And like I said, I'm gonna read it again. 2nd Ezra, the 17th verse, 15th chapter, 17th verse. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. And you're not gonna be able to go into a city unless you got proof. And by proof, you're gonna have that mark in your hand, on your forehead. You ain't gonna be able to buy and sell. They're not gonna let you come in. They're not gonna let you come into their city, yet alone their town or their business, to do business, to commerce, to whatever extent you looking to do, whether it's to go on vacation or whatever. You're gonna have to have proof that you are not, that you're not. What's the word I'm looking for? Exhibiting signs of whatever, infection they say is out at the time that it's being. And all that's gonna be taken care of with that little, grain size, mark that they're gonna have you to take in your hand. And they're not gonna have you to take it. You're gonna take it willingly. Because you're going to want to continue to live in a kingdom, a society. So in order for you to play, on their playground, you're going to have they mark, man. They're not going to let you, they're not going to let you to continuously play anymore on their playground for free, man. They're going to start charging you. So you seeing the infrastructure, it's already been put up, but you seeing it right now before your face, before your eyes. You seeing it being reinstated with these restrictions now coming in the beginning of the year that, You got to have this test showing that you don't have anything to come into America, man. That's that city where all these citizens at to come do commerce, to come buy and sell from other countries. And then eventually it's going to be within the country that in order for you to go into another city or to do business, to go into another store, to buy or sell, you're going to have that mark. And let's go ahead and get that. And then we're going to close out. And this is where it's all leading to. Revelation 13:16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And this is what you're going to have to go into that city, to go into that town, to go into that business. Why? And that no man might buy or sell. So if you want to sell whatever you're selling, or if you want to buy whatever that's being sold to you, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're going to have his whole system, man. You're going to have that mark is going to have everything on it. The money that you need to buy, the clearance that you need to show that you're not exhibiting any type of illness. And you just got to pretty much fork over anything that you believe in order to continue in this society. 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And when you go into that word, charagma, piercing of the flesh, that's them, and putting that little thing inside your hand, man, or putting it inside your brain. Because like I did a video, they gonna sell it to you first as, it can perform miracles, talking about that one they put inside your forehead, that it could heal the blind, they could see again, or what? It could cause the lame to walk. But on the back end, it's gonna actually do its intent. It's gonna do what it's actually intended to do, which they're gonna sell it to you as it's gonna be able to plug you into the internet. So now you could become more smarter in the blink of an eye. Literally. Download as much information as it would take you in 100 years to download in just a snap, a blink. And this is going to sound appealing to some people. Seeing all these lying wonders being performed right there in front of their eyes. They're going to be like, oh yeah, I like that. Meanwhile, you're giving up all your cognitive functions. Because they quick to show you that monkey is controlling that computer with his brain. But what they're not telling you is they controlling that monkey with their technology. And the same way they control that monkey, they're going to control you. And they not controlling you. The Most High is letting them use their technology to control you because what? You went down to Egypt for help. You didn't trust in the Holy One of Israel, man. The Most High. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, in the name of his only begotten son. So he going to give you over to your own devices. And eventually this whole place going to be, done away with. So that's just things to come, man. January 5th is already getting off to a new start. Not a new start, but just, being reintroduced itself into you again. So that precept is already coming into fruition, man, and much more gonna come into to fruition, man. And we praying that 2023 is that year. So we keeping our eyes peeled and we keeping watch, and you know, we filtering everything through the spirit, man. So we're gonna see how things, go accordingly throughout the year. But we praying that we not giving the Most High no rest until He established Jerusalem. So we praying that, you know, things continuously to pick up as the year go on. If it makes it all the way out through, okay. If not, man, whew, that brings a smile to our face, man. Because we know what that means. We know that prophecy on here. Now it's the hour of temptation, man. So we're going to go ahead and close out. We're going to take it from there. All right, this is 1 Peter chapter 5. We're going to go down to verse 8. And it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." You know, and he putting his stakes already in, man. Like, I got this person here, I got that person there. We got this, we got that. Now we just got to wait and have them walk into the trap, man, the snare. Because all you got to do is roar, and you're going to completely cave into whatever demands he put out there for you. So he just walking right now, seeking whom he may devour. You know, and a lot of people like to travel and leave out of town and do this and do that. So there ain't going to be nothing for him to start all over again and bring this thing back incrementally. First, we start off with restrictions that people from China got to come to the U.S., got to have a test that show they don't have anything. Then they bring it to the next country, then to the next country. Then that country say, if you want to come to my country, you got to do the same thing. And then once you do that, then inside the country, now this popped off, that popped off. Now we got to bring back these mandates and those mandates. Next thing you know, everything is going out of control. And now we got to implement this to have things settle back down and get things back into normal. And now you got to go down to your nearest center and get that thing in your hand, man. Or if you can't see, or if you want to, say you want to walk again, or you want to do whatever, put that thing in your forehead. Now you taking what they call or consider an upgrade. Speaking of upgrade, there's a movie that speaks on this. You might want to go check that out. But now you taking their upgrade, which is a Lion Wonder. You can't see, now you can see. You can't hear, now you can hear. You can't walk, now you can walk. You couldn't remember this, now you can remember that. That's their form of an upgrade, but it's going to come at a cost. Torture, torment, just to name a couple. But ultimately, destruction. So these are all things. These are all things you need to take into consideration, man, when you make that move. But keep it in the spirit. The spirit gonna guide you. The Holy Spirit is gonna, steer you in the direction you need to be steered into, and get you through these times of trouble. So hopefully, you picked up on something and you were edified. And with that being said, I'm gonna say stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom.